So I did a look yesterday that I know a lot of you really enjoyed. So I really wanted to do a tutorial on it. And it's basically just kind of a neutral golden smoky, it's not necessarily smoky eye. I did kind of a bronzed face and baby pink lips. And it turned out really pretty. And it was really easy. The only thing I've done this far is I already put on some primer on my eyelids. I really want to apply primer to my skin also, so I'm gonna do that. Makes your skin a little bit more matte too. I'll be using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation mixed with a little bit of my Dior Forever Undercover Full Coverage Foundation, just because I do want a little bit more coverage with this look. And on top of that, my skin has not been great. Just need to do whatever I can to cover up a little bit better. And because I applied that primer already, this goes on so easy and so fast. It's like it just totally slides over the skin. And then with the Dior, I'm just literally adding some dots. Forehead, cheeks, nose, chin. I'm gonna use my beauty blender again, and I'll just blend everything together and hopefully get some coverage on there. Go down the neck a little bit. I always like to cover my lips, and then I kind of wipe some of it off because it does dry out my lips. My lips are already dry enough, I don't need that. For my concealer, I'm doing the same exact routine that I showed to you guys on my last video. If you haven't watched it, just go check it out. I'm just going down the nose a little bit more, creating a little bit of a V shape. Kind of highlighting the side of my nose a little bit. I try not to add a lot of product under my eyes. When it's too thick, it kind of backfires. When you're a little bit older and you have more lines, you don't want to put too much product on there. Highlighting these spots just because I have some stains on there. I think I look more rested, right? My translucent powder to just set that in place. Do not go heavy on the powder. You want to use a good, fine, translucent powder for this. So I've got these down here. I have more coverage today. I don't need as much of this. Just a little extra help. Especially because I've had a lot lately. I don't know why. It's just stress or something. Once I get going with this though, I can get carried away. With this kind of lighting and mirror, you see a lot. I'm going to use the Beauty Blender to blend. Where I apply these, I like to literally just tap. Just kind of push the product into the skin. Powder. I start where I corrected the skin to have like a thicker layer on there. And then powder everywhere. Obviously, I'm going to want to do some contouring, so I'm moving on to that. But I'm using a different brush, flat at the top. And I find that this brush is just really good if you want like a more definite mark. Because it's so flat, it's just really easy to get that stamp. For the nose, I'm not going to go as high, so I'm starting at the bottom, making my way up and stopping right here, as opposed to like going all the way up here. You can also just start right here at the curve of the crease of your eye. Been pretty hooked on this brush from Luxie. This time I'm adding a little bit of contouring right here to just kind of create a little tip, make it seem like it's kind of pointing up a little bit. You just kind of want to soften everything. I want to blend my cheekbones. Going to use it's the same brush that I used to highlight with from Luxie also. It's really soft and fluffy with a bronzer. I'm just going to add some bronzer to the top of my forehead, to this area right here, and I'm actually going down towards the cheeks a little. This is the same brush, but it broke. However, the brush itself, the bristles are amazing. They did replace this brush for me, so they were great with their customer service and everything. I kept it and I still use it. Some here to slim this part down. Added a little bit more color and life and like bronze to my face, so it makes a big difference. I'm gonna do my eyebrows because I kind of want my eyes to be outlined really well before I do the eyeshadow. I feel like this is going to help. I'm just making them a tiny bit thicker than they naturally are. So I started at the bottom here, this outlined the bottom, then I tried to outline the top, the arch, and now I'm doing this side. I always say I like to go out rather than just create a curve down. Find that totally lifts the eye. I'm starting at the top on this eye. I'm trying to match the height and the thickness of the other eyebrow. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, because then I can be more detailed. I'm trying not to talk as much. I felt like I talked too much on the other one. And I think in the end, we all just kind of want to just know what to do and see the makeup, and that's it. Go over and fill in any gaps that I may have left and make it a little bit darker too. And I can do the eyes. I'll be using this palette from NYX, and it's called the Go-To palette. It's a very neutral palette, which has tons of colors that I love because that's my favorite. I will use this color right here, which it looks like it might be very light, but it actually adds quite a bit of color. That's why I've been loving this palette, because it's very pigmented. I'm going to start with that, and I'm just going right on the crease. My crease and above the crease and out to the side. Again, the crease and above the crease and out. Now I'm using another Luxie brush. I don't know that I told you, but I'm using this amazing fluffy eyeshadow brush I used for the crease, and now I'm going to use this other one for my transition color right on the crease, so something just a little bit darker. This color right here, and I'm starting right where I want the darkest spot to be, and just kind of blending my way up and outwards. I hope that made sense. I just applied the darker color right to the crease, and you always blend a little bit upwards also. So those two shadows kind of blended together and they come together really nicely, these two colors, so it doesn't require a whole lot of blending or anything like that. And I'm using that same darker shade and just kind of rubbing a little bit of that along the bottom lash line. And I don't go all the way into the tear duct area. I usually like to have it highlighted and it kind of opens up my eyes a little bit more. Then I have another brush from Luxie, but a little smaller. And this one I'm going to use with the lighter shadow right here. And I'm just going to apply some of that right to the eyelid. Right here. I don't want to cover the darker shadows too much. I do want enough of this lighter color by the tear duct area. It's easier to do when you grab the product and you kind of just tap and put it on instead of rubbing it too much. I'm also putting a little bit of the same shadow right here, tear duct area, using the same brush. I'm just kind of blending along the edges. I'm going to use an eyeliner to the inner waterline on the top lid. Blink, blink, blink. Kind of rubs on the waterline on the bottom, which just helps bring some color, some extra color to the bottom. I'm going to use an angled brush and a dark brown eyeshadow. I'm just going to outline my lash line here on the bottom with this angled brush. Just a thin, small angled brush. I don't want anything harsh. A little bit of an outline. That's good enough for what I want. Adding a liquid eyeliner, if I can find it. And liquid eyeliners are not the easiest to deal with. I will be honest, I don't use them all the time. I love the pen eyeliners, but mine is a little bit dry. I need a new one. For my eyes, I always need the help of a little bit of a pull. Some people don't. Good for them. I'm going to kind of do this. I'll start here, but probably not all the way in. Just kind of halfway going out, and I'm gonna go as far as I can, and then I'm probably gonna go back here and complete the tear duct area, and then I'm gonna go from where I stopped here up like this, like creating a little bit of a wedge, and then I'll close my wedge starting right here on this outer side, making the tip of the top wedge meet with this bottom one. I'll start filling whatever gaps I have in between. To kind of thin out and make this tip of my eyeliner as crisp as I like it, going over with my angled brush, black eyeshadow, I'm going over it and creating a thinner, longer tip. You can always start with the eyeshadow too, especially with the little wing at the end, to just create the shape you want with the eyeshadow, and then go over it, your liner, your permanent liner, and then if you need to go and touch it up with the eyeshadow again, you can do that. And this just, honestly, it just takes practice. Don't do it all the time. It's gonna be a little bit of a struggle. It makes the eyeshadow just pop so much more. Want to try to match that wing at the end as much as you can. The two lines at the end kind of the same length. You don't want one to be too thick and one to be too thin. You kind of want to discover too what works best for your eyes. Like, I can't do very thick eyeliner. For my eyes, my eyelid area is not huge. I don't want to cover it up too much with like a thick black liner. You may have a very large eyelid area, get away with something thicker and a wing that goes up higher, you know, so you can figure all that out by playing around with your own eyes. I have these eyelash extensions, but I still like kind of shape them sometimes. So I'm just going right at the root with a little bit of mascara. So this time I am applying a little bit more on the bottom. I would suggest with this look on some false lashes, as it's not gonna pop the same. I'm gonna do my blush because I don't live without a good blush. This is Ginger from Laura Mercier. It's great when you're going for a bronze look. You don't want a lot of color to the cheeks. I'm blending the edge. Remember, I contoured right here above my nose to create like just a mini lift. That's where I'm applying a little bit of my highlighter. So for the lips, I have this lipstick I have loved for years, and it's pink plaid. So I am gonna apply the lipstick first, outlining my lips with the lipstick itself. Liner called Subculture from MAC that's pretty light, and I'm going around the edges, and this is just to make it like a little bit more perfect. Then I have the soft matte lip cream from NYX, and this is in the color Tokyo. Very light baby pink, and I will just go over this lipstick with this lighter shade. I love the mix of those two lipsticks because the MAC one is just slightly too dark for what I want, and I also don't want it to be as pale as this pink is by itself. And you can wear this during the day, you can wear it at night. Most of this look was done with NYX products. Hope you guys try this look. I hope you enjoy it, you have fun. Please let me know if you have any questions about how I did anything, and yeah, have a great day. I'll see you guys next time.